certainly on when it counted.
That's a pretty look up there at the second. McGirt elevating this one from 90 yards.
That's gotta be good.
Come on back now.
Come on back.
A little too close to spin it, maybe?
90 yards, probably should have.
Hit with me breathing.
Remember yesterday morning, these greens landed just a little firmer than some of the players thought.
Seven yards closer.
DJ almost, the way Tiger used to do it, almost hits these wedges off the bottom groove. Hits it shallow, no. Very close to where DJ's was. Oh, whoa. That's a little closer to where McGirt was now. 5 feet, 4 feet back.
Casey, the last 2/3 of the putt that Phil just had. Just a touch inside 25 feet here. Paul's work on the greens this week. Not great, losing 2.5 shots to the field on the greens.
Well, he's been fighting his speed quite a bit. A lot of the putts that even looked okay kind of died off early and just missed on the low side.
And you see it, 78th out of 79 guys who made it to the weekend. Oh, that just grazes the low.
No payoff, but great putt. It gingerly gets it out of the hole.
Up to 2. McGirt for birdie from behind the hole.
Again, a great view to show kind of the lay of the land on this hole. If you look back in the fairway, I don't believe that's going to break back up. That was low all the way. And a disappointing bogey par start for Dirt McGirt.
And about 4 feet here, coming back for Phil's par.
We did see, again, McGirt's break pretty hard down towards the fairway, but not that much. Phil's about half the distance. Inside left, beautiful. Green and the old stats of putts per round. I mean, putts per round. I led the tour in putts per round one year, and that's because I didn't hit many greens. And, you know, Nick Price could have done very well. Face funny.
So, a couple of pars to start the day for Dustin. And Phil down below with driver in his hands. John McGinnis is there as well.
This is a little bit left. Now it's a lot left.
Yeah, that is nothing but trees between he and that front left hole location.
Casey will go with 3 wood.
He told me this morning that his back is not feeling any better. He almost withdrew.
Wow.
Yesterday on number 10, on his 10th hole, number 1. He told Johnny McLaren, I'm going to make birdie here and then withdraw. Everybody withdraws after making double. I'm going to withdraw after a birdie. And he made the birdie, and he walked over to 2T, and that's when the shenanigans with Bubba's driver head flying off. He said, well, I can't withdraw now. Means he ends up making birdie at 6 and making the cut. They've decided that it's 27 swing.
Under par.
Oh, yeah. Cut just a little bit. Come on.
That one climbing the ladder, and he's asking it to cut just a little to catch the fairway.
It did. I'll give him that fairway in regulation.
McGirt likes to work it the other way, as you've seen the first couple of holes.
Which makes this tee shot and a lot of them out here comfortable for him. Clubhead speed 110. That's way down.
Tree's perfect because it should just
Move left.
close to 90, aren't we?
Yeah.
That pine tree is a little farther right of the flag than I was expecting them to be aiming. Some 15 feet out there.
They were talking a lot of spin. I think they're anticipating back and to the left spin.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Well, they got it is the bad news.
And that was what they were trying to avoid.
They spent a lot of time talking about how not to do that very thing.
This looks like about a 7-iron. It has to land in the rough after getting underneath the trees. Yeah, and then it's just going to stick right there. He was trying to one-hop it through the rough and have it get killed. I believe he's still going to have some tree trouble now.
McGirt came up short of that bunker at 3.
And a heavy lie. See, only 149 to the hole, but that was juicy rough.
And he has to keep this under the canopy of that little tree. He's going to keep it under everything.
Not bad.
We'll give Dustin a fairway hit here at the 3rd.
Oh, for sure. Can't take that from him. I can tell you he doesn't care in the least.
Hold it, he said.
Yeah.
It was tugged left to the hole location.
Play either.
Back at the
Oh,
side.
that's certainly not going to help.
No, not at all. Did he hit that thin?
Yeah, it's of short par 4s on the PGA Tour.
I'm not going to think through every course, but I'm still going to agree with him. I'm not going to sit here and try to prove him wrong by thinking of every course in which short par 4s are great, but there's no doubt it's right up there.
Casey trying to sweep one in there. That McGirt?
Long range. Didn't have very good pace on the first hole from long range. And has extraordinarily poor pace on this one.
This joint jumping.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that have come out to see these marquee pairings early on a Saturday. See if Phil can give them something to cheer about. He likes it.
Featured groupings, a bogey there at the 2nd. Well, McGirt just a half step into the primary cut of rough there at 4.
Huge bounce, come on.
Oh, wow, what a bounce.
Oh, he asked for it.
Mm-hmm. Wanted to get out of there.
Dustin able to get the club on the back of the ball that time. And he's going to catch a piece of the green.
And you can see how little room there is to the...
Back at 3.
Well, Phil putting to the back right corner, and believe it or not, that's downhill. I love this green.
Backed it up with like a 40-something footer at the 10th.
It happened when mules and laborers were moving the dirt to build greens, and they didn't want to move very much.
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome.
Those big Caterpillars and John Deeres, they can move the dirt, put it wherever they want pretty easily. And John's right, most greens that you'll play are back to front. Hit it, Paul.
Casey was up and out of that one, stalking after it. We'll see that putt in a moment. Phil ready to rip back on the tee here.
Downwind, he has to keep it right of that through bunker.
Yeah.
He did not.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd say 7.
Bunker in play. The fairway gets really narrow between those bunkers.
Absolutely. I mean, really, you can't get too much left of that MasterCard sign right there that PaulCasey had.
Oh, that was a one-handed finish there. Oh, right over the bunker, and that should be really good.
Got away with it. That might have been the one-handed, my back got tight, as opposed to the one-handed back.
From 35 feet up ahead. Looking right at that spot his brother had identified. Right there, here it comes.
It straightens out there. Quite enough. Good putt. Sort of green on today. He's no Doug Sanders or anything, but still nice to see a little different.
Nice pull there.
Payne Stewart, yeah.
McGirt drove it in the rough. And has this one left for par. Made one from about 10 feet back at the third.
Hit a really good pitch to this point, but not firing on, I would say, on all cylinders, on any cylinders yet this morning.
His most recent start coming at the Palmetto.
This, again, this is just sheer yardage makes this one difficult. 223 today.
Left of the flag and left of the green.
And there's that left miss. Like I said, it's not as snap. Some don't care.
That looks promising. If he hasn't overhooked it, he hasn't.
Here's a pretty golf swing.
For a righty, 190 downwind. That wasn't the most solid contact.
No, it wasn't.
Of the 27 swings he has to make today.
That's saying no provisionals and no pitch outs.
The swing looks good.
Oh, stop. Oh, no.
Big break.
Would have been a great break. And now he most likely won't.
Any thoughts?
Resurrected.
Yeah, any thoughts of putting? This one had been nullified by that sprinkler head, so Dustin will just pitch it right over the top. Ooh, that was pretty. Masterfully done.
Yep, perfect little chip. It'd be nice to see him kind of steal one on this hole after giving two back already. Well, left it short. John Swantek.
Now Phil, exercising the strength of his game, and needed just a little bit more strength on that one.
Well, this is an interesting play because this is going to run along the ground. Now, he does have room just right of that sprinkler head, but if he pulls it 2 inches, he's going to hit right into that sprinkler head.
I will point out that he's English, so adept at keeping those little chips on the ground. Oh, left-handed. Shuffle like he was going to go cross-handed for a moment. Head fake.
And this week he's gone back and forth between the conventional grip and that pencil grip. That's the normal grip right there.
Yeah, and usually relies more on the pencil. This week, far more on the conventional.
Now this is the one hole on tour where caddies like to four-caddy. You see a couple of them standing right about there.
The one hole on tour, the one hole at this course.
Well, that's true. Well, the one hole on tour.
Yeah.
And you see there, you see them.
There they are, sure. Why walk back there?
And
I understand, yeah. Your caddy was actually a donkey pulling a little two-wheel wagon.
wasn't very obedient, that guy.
No. Well, and we got 2 in the left rough. Actually, that tree.
So the 7-630, that's the wind direction. So it's down and slightly out of the left. And from 223, sorry, Johnny.
Yeah, he just wants to hit a 210 shot. It's a little bit of help.
Oh, that's pretty.
And that's a 5-iron.
Cut a little.
Might kick a little right off that ridge right there. Pretty.
Fairway bunker on 10 at Players. Through a hole in
Yes.
some trees.
Yes.
I was standing right there. He told Bones he was going around.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, he's not the only one that lies, you know. So, oh, yeah, I'll play this one safe. I'm looking right at it. Yeah, you can just tell by body language there, gentlemen, that he is not quite feeling it with his golf swing, but plenty of golf to be played, plenty of birdie opportunities for these great golfers on our feature group this morning. DJ, his ball kicked out into the first cut, but I'm sure this is still a layup.
Yeah, this hole playing really long this week. Guys that have gone for it had to have used all of their lumber in their bag.
2 yards too far for me to reach, even if with my 2 best, but I always wanted to.
Wow, Raleigh.
So I'd make some big crazy swing or try to go for it with a 3-wood when I couldn't quite make it.
And on a golf course with only 2 par 5s, this one into the wind.
Yeah.
You know,
It's aimed.
10 feet or more.
If it's on a good line, as it gets down that ridge, he'll take some steps backwards to get a look at it. There's a hill over there, so he needs to be careful not to trip going backwards.
Boy, that'll make you feel silly. You ever trip out on the golf course in a tour? Series of mistakes I've ever seen in my life. Hysterical. McGirt.
Going back there, go. Going back there. I mean, it's laid down to nothing while you're standing there. And you hit and it blows.
See, I do believe he's got to get it outside left and let it just feed to the right.
McGirt had a similar putt and left it just short.
Well, I can see that. I can see that because it looks like it should be downhill, but it's not.
Well, that was holding speed at all. Also full bow speed. DJ's third to this back center hole location.
yeah, it's a fairly long way back. So have to be careful to control the spin. If he flies it to the hole, he brings long into play, and that one releases. Funnily,
Any stretch, and then here's Phil's 4 or 5 footer for par.
It's been all work so far for Phil. There's been no play. I was having some issues on the first hole, so I didn't see if he hit the fairway there.
He did.
Okay, well, that's the only one he's hit then.
He hit the fairway and made really a poor wedge swing. Hung it out 25 feet or so to his right. Well, hung it out for a right-hander, pulled it for him.
on any kind of slope. Can't just slightly up the hill the whole way. When you get to one of the 2 par 5s, this is not the length of putt you want to have for a birdie.
And not when you're already 2 over as well. Love to try to get one back. You've got a really tough par 4 coming up, so maybe we can steal one. And it just lost its speed.
And that 232nd on the FedEx Cup list, he in there signifying probably 2.5 feet of break. This goes to show how flat our cameras make greens look. It's hard to tell from this angle. But we did see McGirt's ball dive over to their right. And I was a little surprised by that. That had carried a little bit more speed,
Yeah.
but
There's no way you can misread this putt. people really have any questions, but it's just part of their routine, the way they do things. Clear his head of any questions.
Putting from 3 to 5 feet, he's about 90%, which is actually pretty high up there, 41st. But I'm surprised to see that you're missing 10% of putts from inside.
From 5 and 6 feet and in. I think I'm exaggerating that slightly, but it sure felt like it.
Only on TV.
Oh yeah.
He never missed when he was on camera, which meant, well, he was on camera pretty much every shot.
He didn't miss a lot. PaulCasey didn't miss this one.
No, that's good up the right-hand side. He'll give it a go. A little extra.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I think that's all of it.
It was high and it was far. Very good drive. Landed softly. We could have a DJ over on 7.
Yes, your quintessential DJ drive there, starting up the left center, peeling back right into the middle of the fairway. 316 yards worth of carry. That was slightly different.
He also mentioned that it would be the only time today.
Well, DJs did slam into a tree, but that's just
details.
Yeah, we don't need those kind of details. Not important.
In shot link, it shows McGirt as the longer driver.
That's right. Shot link doesn't show. PhilMickelson second at 6. Johnny going for it.
But 300 yards into the wind.
No bueno.
Yeah, baby driver needs to grow up.
PaulCasey from 292.
Yeah, they just don't know how to lay up anymore, do they?
No. Even with a bad back, I can do it.
Well, I guess if he laid up, it would add another swing to the day.
That's true, a full swing.
Headed right.
Ooh, hope that didn't hit anyone. Boy, that is a big old lip in front of Willie McGirt.
It is downwind, so you can go with some loft here and get it up and over that and traverse the distance.
Stay right.
Not sure he caught, sounded like he might have caught a little bit of sand, and he did.
Well, when you're trying to lift the ball up, fat is usually, and DJ just with a little flip wedge.
Again, back hole location though, the mistake will be long or left. It's a big fall off there.
Whoa.
And that's, whoa, that
It did
flirted
well.
with it.
I've often wondered, I'm going to do.
Are we going to play the par threes or?
Yeah, I'll chip back to him.
Par threes at Bay Hill are long.
Oh, man. Well, Mr. McGinnis, that was, I guess, a good break to get where he was, but not a very good shot. To the right of where he is and just moved like a leaf or something out of his way. That was.
Well, there's a couple of marshals behind the green there that need to watch out here.
They're relaxed, and they probably shouldn't be. Look how relaxed they are, and they should be.
Oh, my goodness. How about this shot?
Come on, check up. Oh, wow. Being on the upslope made that somewhat possible, but being PhilMickelson made it a lot more. But I still am with you. I think with that narrow stance, he's going to bring it down a little bit, drive it down. Hop it right there's that ridge.
That's very well done.
Yes, it is.
That's a 9 out of 10.
That could have released a little more.
Johnny McLaren tending the flag.
Whoa.
Oh, look at this.
Should have kept it in.
The lead was 9, so 7 strokes. Theoretically, a 63 puts you in a tie for the lead before the leading group even tees off.
Most times when you make the cut on the number, you don't think, I've got a chance. Everyone in this field has a chance. It's so bunched up.
And these guys, Dustin now included, is thinking that way. They're thinking like, I need to go out there with all my after.
Be darn close. Now Phil for his birdie and a great up and down. Oh. Was fooled by that putt, and as John McGinnis mentioned earlier, trying to make something happen. He was right there and took a huge risk. Good par. And John McGinnis, as he told us, was right there to catch Phil in a fib. McGirt's par putt.
Yeah, this would be a great 4. Mistake off the tee, and his round is going south quickly.
And we're actually at an 8 TP.
3 over now for the day. And that is propping up the back end of the field.
Oh, for sure. Like you mentioned, needs some of those FedEx Cup points. On a major medical exemption. Didn't play for the biggest part of 2 years with a hip injury. Now PaulCasey, tee shot at 7.
I'm thinking, guys, that I wouldn't mind a sore back if I was swinging at it like that.
No, that'd be a heck of a trade-off. Although he got a bad break and went through into the rough. Good lie, though.
I asked Phil about that shot after the round, and he said that if he was being really aggressive, he'd have tried to cut it back over to the flag, but he was just going through the window straight at the middle of the green.
So I guess it's just being conservative is just a relative term. For Phil, DJ over at 8, where he birdied here and the 9th just to make the cut on the number.
And while we're close enough to the subject, as DJ hits a beauty in there to probably around about 8 to 10 feet. For everyone, you know.
Crash and burn.
Can I counter with a shot over the creek on 13 from the pine straw at the Masters?
You know what's funny? He pulled that shot off. That was a bad decision. He pulled it off. But wow, was that a bad decision. And won the golf tournament. And won the golf tournament. So, you know, I don't want to say, well, you know, it's... Actually probably had to build a couple extra rooms in his house for all the trophies he's got. Former #1 in the world, Jason Day, leads Travelers Championship.